Hello, my name is Michael Sneed, and I'm a student in the EDL Principal Program at Lamar University. For my participation video, I have chosen option number 1 from page 13 of the Practicum Law. I will be interviewing 3 faculty members regarding their perspectives on the campus vision in the following areas. How does a campus acknowledge, recognize, and celebrate those who implement strategies in support of the campus vision? How are these contributions and achievements effectively communicated to the staff, student, and community? How does the campus use
Teachers,
innovative
please pardon the
thinking,
interruption. At this
risk-taking,
time, I
or
need for
failures as a learning
all OTC
experience to
members of
promote the
Fox
campus vision?
Trot Flight
What
to report
processes
to
are
command
used
post
in
at this
improving
time.
morale, which moves the campus towards the realization of the campus vision? At this point, I will meet with my campus mentor, Dr. Shannon Gibson, for the pre-conference to discuss the participating activity. I discussed the activity with the campus principal, Dr. Gibson, who is my campus mentor. For this activity, I will interview selected staff members regarding the campus vision. After meeting with my mentor, I have decided to interview 3 faculty members on campus. I asked each of them the following questions. How does a campus acknowledge, recognize, and celebrate those who implement strategies in the support of the campus vision? How are these contributions and achievements effectively communicated to the staff, students, and the community? How does the campus use innovative thinking, risk-taking, or failures as learning experience to promote the campus vision? What processes are used in improving morale, which moves the campus toward the realization of the campus vision? I interviewed the following staff members: Laura Sneed, who is a 5th-year math teacher in her first year at our school; Christopher Lark, who is a veteran physical education teacher and varsity football coach; and Mrs. Mumford, a veteran business teacher on campus. I wanted to interview a variety of staff members in order to get a better feel for the different perspectives that may exist in different departments and across experience levels. My campus mentor and I discussed how I would conduct the interviews and record them. Good morning. I'm interviewing Laura Sneed, a 5th-year math teacher, and she's going to elaborate on her perspective on the campus vision. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
How does a campus acknowledge, recognize, and celebrate those who are implementing strategies in support of the campus vision?
One way we do this at every faculty meeting, our principal begins by asking people to give their input on good news that is going on around the school. Sometimes people use this opportunity to give personal joys, but most of the time they share things that are happening that are positive in their classrooms and with their students. We also post any sort of accomplishments or exciting events or things that are occurring in the classrooms and that our students are going out and doing in the community on our school website and the district website. We allow students who make the honor roll to get into all sporting events for free, and we have a Block E Society, which we just started this year, where teachers nominate students who they feel have exemplary conduct in academics, and we post pictures of those students and a brief summary about them in the commons area of our school.
How are these contributions and achievements effectively communicated to the staff, students, and community?
As I mentioned, anytime we have the teachers or the students who experience success, we post these on our school website, and ones that particularly pertain to the district and the community, we post on the district website. For instance, just recently, I think a couple of months ago, our agriculture teacher won a $10,000 grant that he's going to be using to buy equipment and supplies to help his students learn more about farming and agriculture in our area. And his picture and a description of what happened was on the district website so that everyone was able to see it. And with the Block E Society, we do post that on the website and in the commons areas so that students see it when they walk by, and any visitors can see this as well.
How does the campus use innovative thinking, risk-taking, or failures as a learning experience to promote the campus vision?
As far as innovative thinking, we've implemented a few different strategies, such as the digital initiatives that we've had, where we got new projectors that are interactive, and we have certain classrooms who are one-to-one with tablets. And we also have a Gear Up College Readiness Program. And I feel that both of these work towards the vision of our school. The Gear Up College Readiness helps prepare the students for college. It started with our current junior class when they were in the 7th grade. They were able to have individualized attention. They all have their own plans, and now starting in 10th grade, they were able to start taking dual enrollment classes that would help prepare them for college when they got there. And they are all expected to go to a 4-year institution. I'm not really sure too much of the risk-taking, how that takes place on our campus, but our principal does often use a statement that things are going to get worse before they get better. This is his first year, and a lot of the stuff we were doing, this is the first year that we have done it, and it kind of just reminds us that while things may not look exactly how we want them to look now, we are putting things in place to help move us towards the vision so that they look how we want them to look in the future.
And how do you think the morale is at Edisto High School?
It's hard to say. We have a very odd mix of teachers at our school. Our district is a very small, in a country town, and we have a lot of teachers who are really close to retirement. And this creates some issues because they are not really willing to change or accept the new innovations that we are trying to implement. But we also have a lot of young new teachers who are excited about making changes, who are getting frustrated because the process is so slow, because we have a lot of people that are holding everybody back. So we are kind of segregated in that sense. It seems like there's really two different groups of teachers, and everybody kind of separates themselves. So I guess it just depends on the day.
And what is your district doing to alleviate that issue? Do they have some type of interview day that's set up? Are they at the different colleges promoting Orangeburg School District 4? What is the district or the leadership team doing to replace those teachers that are getting ready to retire?
Not much that I'm aware of at this point. A lot of the teachers specifically at this school who are new graduated from here, so they're already planning on coming back here. But other than that, I know we don't have a career fair per se, but if there is anything, it's not communicated down through the district.
Okay. All right, thank you for your time, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good morning, Ms. Mumford.
Good morning, Mrs. Sneed.
I'm here interviewing Shanita Mumford, first-year teacher. She teaches business and technology at Edisto High School. And I have a couple of questions for her.
Okay.
How does the campus acknowledge, recognize, and celebrate those who implement strategies in support of the campus vision?
Well, praise has been given through our community quite often. Every day we make announcements and we let the staff and students know what successes our teachers and students have made, whether it be academic or athletic. We also use the CNN newscast, and we highlight students of the Block E Society on our CNN newscast. So we make sure that students are recognized and they're well aware of it. Also, the Block E Society's students have their pictures taken, are posted in our common areas for all to see.
Right. And how are these contributions and achievements effectively communicated to the staff, students, and community?
Again, through our announcements and through our CNN newscast for our students and staff here on campus. For the community, they can always go on our website and view what's taking place here at our Edisto High School campus. We also sometimes make announcements in our local newspapers.
And how does the campus use innovative thinking, risk-taking, or failures as a learning experience to promote the campus vision?
As far as risk-taking, I'm not quite sure about that, how that has been addressed. I know that opportunities for enrichment through program has been taking place. A lot of students are here after, teachers and students are here after school to help with tutoring, to help students who are falling behind. So it's a community base, everyone chips in. You may see a math teacher helping out a student who may need some language arts. I also have my classroom open after school all the time for students who may have to type the MLA research paper. So we try to do like a cross-curriculum integration and make our door open all the time.
Okay. What processes are used in improving morale, which moves the campus toward the realization of the campus vision?
Teacher morale seems to be moving forward, I can say. Our principal has made efforts with the teacher potluck luncheon that we had. Everybody was happy with it. In our teacher meetings, we have a book that we're studying, Good to Great, and it talks about moving from a good school to a great school and how we can do that as a staff and a community here.
And how do you think the teachers bought into reading Good to Great? And if so, how do you think they bought into it? Do you see the school changing from the book that we're reading?
I think it's been so far like a 60-40 buy-in. Many teachers, even outside of the meetings, we're talking about it and we're kind of holding ourselves accountable. Did you read chapter 5? Did you read chapter 6? And if they didn't read it, we'll be able to share with each other, well, you know it's talking about this, so this is something you want to know about. So I think it's been a slow move, but I think it's at a 60-40 buy-in right now.
Okay. And how do you feel the morale is at Edisto High School?
I feel like it could be better as we do more group things and activities to try to motivate teachers and staff to let them know that this is a family. We're not just in our separate classrooms in our own world. I really see it's changing.
Okay. And what do you think about the school's vision? Do you think that the teachers uphold the vision and mission statement at Edisto High School?
Yes, our mission statement, which incorporates trying to produce students who are going to be citizens for the future, and they're going to put a mark on the Edisto family name. I think that our teachers are doing that. Not only are we educating them in the classroom, we're at their sporting events, we're cheering them on in academic competitions, so it's full range.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Ms. Mumford.
You're welcome.
Yeah, with that. Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm here with Ms. Townsend, a ninth-year English teacher from Edisto High School, and I'm going to be asking her a couple of questions about this campus vision. Good morning, Ms. Townsend.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm all right.
Good. How does the campus acknowledge, recognize, and celebrate those who implement strategies in support of the campus vision?
Well, we have honors and awards ceremonies where, of course, we recognize our students for their achievement academically. They're also given blue and gold cards, and those cards allow them to enter sports games for free because of their academic achievement. We have the Block E Club where students are nominated by departments each month, and then they are recognized. Their pictures are posted out in the Commons, and they're given a small token of our appreciation as a faculty and staff for what they've done for the school positively, both academically, personally, their integrity, their dependability, all those key things that we strive to promote here through our vision. Our clubs do a really good job in doing this for us. We have, of course, ROTC, and they reach out to the community by roadside cleanup. They do that once a month. They write letters to servicemen and women at Christmas time. They go visit nursing homes. The FFA participates in competitions where he takes kids to other states and they compete in tractor driving and horticultural events. Our National Honor Society promotes muscular dystrophy by selling shamrocks. That's going on right now. They also do nursing home visits, specifically at Christmas, where they sing Christmas carols and visit the patients. They also visit the SPCA and they collect newspapers to donate to the SPCA to use. That's the local chapter here in Orangeburg. Our Spanish department promotes the Spanish heritage by an assembly every year. The kids do a really good job practicing dances. The faculty gets up and dances, and they showcase the different things from Spanish culture like music and food, dancing. We also just hosted Special Olympics here last week. Our athletic department along with student council helped do that. So the kids were here participating and helping with the participants in Special Olympics. And then student council does Pennies for Patients. They also do the Thanksgiving food drives. They do Adopt a Family at Christmas. They are very active in getting our vision out to the community so the kids have opportunities to practice what we try to teach them.
Okay. How are these contributions and achievements effectively communicated to the staff, students, and community?
Well, of course, we have our CNN, which is our Cougar Network News, that airs every morning. So all of our events are on there for our students. Our website is updated when any event happens, so that's for students and parents. We have TVs in the Commons area that have constant PowerPoints that have updates for students. And our student council does our signs down by the road. They keep all of our events updated, like sports and anything else. And then we have robocall, which of course sends messages out to parents, letting them know anything from testing's coming up, any big event, or absences. If the student is absent, it lets them know that their child missed whatever period for the day.
Do you think the community takes advantage of the communications the school provides?
Yes and no. I think that the robocall is effective because they'll listen to a short message and hear what they need to hear. But I don't think parents use our website the way they should. I don't think that they see that it's being updated on a daily basis most of the time. Because I get constant calls from parents saying, I didn't know my child had to do this, or I didn't know, like in regards to the yearbook, because I put all my updates on there. And I get calls all the time saying, I didn't know. And I always ask them, did you check the school website? And most of the time the answer is no. I do think parents take advantage of the parent portal. However, I don't think our teachers keep that updated like they should. So it's kind of not effective if the teachers aren't updating their grades and the attendance and the tardies, and a parent's getting on there and checking, then the parent's not getting to see what they need to see.
Okay, and what can we do to, or are we doing anything to increase the parents looking at the website? Like, what are some things that we can do to get them interested in going to the school's website?
Well, I just wonder if some of them even know it exists, you know? I think that they know the district has one, but I'm not sure that they even know that we have our own specific website for Edisto High School. You know, I think they check District 4 for closures, or like when we have bad weather, we may have a delay or something like that, they keep up with that, but I don't think they ever just go to Edisto High School's website and see the things that we're showcasing, whether it be the Spanish Heritage Assembly, or whether it's an update about pictures for the yearbook, or senior fees being due. So I think somehow we need to get the word out to parents that we have an active, updated website that not only would benefit them, but it would benefit the students as well.
And is Edisto High School connected to Twitter and Facebook? Because a lot of the schools have kind of, linked their websites to these different social media websites.
Right. I know the class of 2016 has a Facebook page that the guidance department manages, puts updates on there, and I know that Colonel Davis through ROTC has Twitter that he updates not only events for the school but for ROTC, because like all of their curriculum is online. Their kids' homework, their kids' study guides, everything that they do, the kids have to access it from the website or through their Twitter feed. So I know we have some of that in place, but I think we could do a better job if we all got on the same page and promoted it.
Are the parents receptive and supportive of the campus vision?
I think we definitely need to do a better job explaining our vision to parents, letting them understand why we're here, what we're here to do, because we're not just here to teach Antigone or Julius Caesar. And I think we really need to get the word to them that we're trying to teach your kids how to be productive citizens, whether that be responsibility, taking responsibility for your actions, discipline-wise, attendance, understanding the importance of being on time, punctuality for a job, and then of course their academics. So I think if we did a better job explaining our vision to the parents and let them see that we're here not just for the academics, for the whole big picture, and to help them be parents, because a lot of them struggle with, I'm sure as an administrator you've called and you've gotten the response, well, what am I supposed to do? And your response is, well, ma'am, you're the parent, but a lot of times our parents don't know how to parent. So our vision statement not only covers academics, but it covers all these other skills that our kids need to be successful. And I think if our parents knew that and we got them involved more, that we would be able to make our vision a reality.
Do you think the staff knows the school vision?
No,
And why is that?
because it's not promoted, it's not publicized, it's not all around the school. I think it should be something at the beginning of the year that we all learn, all the students, all the teachers, and it should be out and about, and when something arises, a discipline problem or an academic concern, go right back to that vision and say, this is why we're here. If you're not here for this, then why are you here?
How does the campus use innovative thinking, risk-taking, or failures as a learning experience to promote the campus vision?
Well, unfortunately, we seem to have a lot of failures around here in different ways. We have academic failures. Our kids don't take them seriously, or attendance is a big issue. Our kids often fail classes because of their attendance or lack of. So one thing that we do to try to fix attendance is we offer makeup hours for our kids. They can come on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays, and it was free, now they're paying to stay after school to make up the time that they missed so they can get credit for a class if they had a passing grade in that class. Of course, if they didn't have a passing grade, it wouldn't matter. In regards to failing grades, we have the Ingenuity program that offers kids, if they have a 67 or higher in the class, or 67 to a 69, they can do credit recovery, which means they only take a portion of the class over. And if they have lower than a 67, they have to take the whole class over on Ingenuity. Again, very cheap. If they do it here, I think it's about $30. If they choose to do it at home, it's about $200. But they can stay after school on Tuesdays and Thursdays, work on it. I'm the Ingenuity teacher for the district for English, so I travel throughout the district helping those kids who are failing get their assignments written, like their research papers, because it's really hard for them to do those kinds of skills independently on a computer. And we have summer school, of course. If all of those options don't work, then we have summer school where they're here, 8 weeks out the summer. They are still on Ingenuity, but they're out here every day with a teacher in each content.
Okay. What processes are used in improving morale, which moves the campus toward the realization of the campus vision?
I don't really think we're effective in this. I'm not really sure we have, other than our clubs and our sports really carrying the morale and the spirit of the school. I don't think we have very many processes in place. I think that's a place we need to go to the drawing board and decide what we could do. We recently had a great opportunity to boost morale, not only in this school, but in this community. Of course, Bryce Johnson was in the basketball championship, and he was alumni. His father still works here, teaches here, and that could have been a great way to capitalize on, having an alumni in the biggest game of the year, and our district really reaching out and promoting that in the community. Have the community come in, watch the game, have a spirit week for Bryce, have Bryce come back, talk to the kids about the importance of coming from a small rural district and doing well and being successful. Because Bryce not only has the sports background, he's got the academics. He knew what went hand in hand. And I think if he were here, talking with the kids, shaking their hands, answering questions they might have, letting them see a positive role model, it would really help boost our morale, which would increase where we reached our vision.
Talk a little bit about, I think ESPN came here one time after the school. Do you know anything about that?
I know they were here. I know they did a little story on Bryce, like hometown, where he came from. I think they did some video from the school, interviewed, I think, some of the athletic department, Coach Johnson. That's about all I know about it, because I was in a faculty meeting when they were here, so I wasn't able to participate.
Understand. How do you feel the morale is on the campus?
It needs to increase. I think it's really low. You look at other schools on TV. For example, the news goes to these other schools in the morning and does sunrise, and they've got kids out there at 4 o'clock in the morning screaming and shouting and having a good time, dancing. And I don't know if we would be that way if we had the news coming here early in the morning. I don't know if our kids would come. I think a small select few would be here, but somehow we've got to get these kids to have some pride in their school and their community. And I think that's hard because there's so much negative around this community, and I'm not sure why. I've tried to figure that out for 9 years. I'm from this area, and I can't figure out why people are so negative about it. So I really think that we need to increase our school spirit, get our kids excited about being here, have pride in being from here. When they leave here, go and say, I graduated from Edisto High School, instead of being ashamed. We can start with sporting events. I think that's an area we could improve. More school spirit, student section, because we have that now, but it's very small. It's only those same kids in that same section. And when they graduate, they're gone, and it's like it doesn't ever increase. When I started here 9 years ago, Spirit Week was huge. The kids were all over it. The parents were here. They came in during the week and they were involved. And that has slowly dwindled over the years to where it's almost like...
Please pardon this interruption, but we need the following students to report to room 201. The following students need to report to room 201 at this time. Tanika Baker, Caitlin Barton.
So over the past 9 years, I've noticed that our school spirit has dwindled, and we need to figure figure out some way to increase that, not only with our kids, but our community. And I don't know how to do that, cause it's like we almost have to beg them to do things where they used to just naturally do them.
I know right now, there's a book study that's going on at Edisville High School, Good to Great. Do you think the morale is where it should be as a staff? And if not, is this book effective?
I don't think morale is where it should be as a staff. For the staff, I think that a lot of the staff aren't proud to say they work here, and I don't know why. I would think if you chose to take a job here, you'd be proud of it and want to be here and want to make the best of the situation for everybody. But I notice a lot of staff always having some negative comments about working here. And that doesn't help, because the kids can tell. The kids can see that, they hear it, because a lot of staff are very open in what they say when they shouldn't be. I do think Good to Great has some really good points, and I think that if our staff were more open to change, it would help us change as a faculty. But what I've noticed here in 9 years, people are very stuck in their ways. Our turnover rate is small, so a lot of the people have been here for a long time, and they do things their way, and that's the only way. And when you try to offer suggestions to maybe do it a little bit different to meet the generation of kids that we have, because it's changed in 9 years, the kids have changed. They're not open to that. They're only gonna do it their way. And that's hurting them as an educator, as a professional, but it's also hurting our kids in our school. And I don't know why you wouldn't wanna do the best that you could to make things better at the school.
What could the school do to improve?
I think that starts at the district level. I don't think we should put that on the school first. I think our district needs to have more pride in the community, do a better job outreaching.
Please pardon this interruption. With the following students, please report to room 104, Ms. Grogan's room. At this time, Taylor Barger, Aubrey Bonnet, Emily Davis, Deanna Frazier, India Green, Keyshawn Islar, Kiana Palmer, Tatiana Ulmer. Those students should report to Ms. Grogan in room 104. Need Devontae Gladden. Please report to Ms. Gibney in room 125. Thank you.
But I think it has to start at the district level and trickles down. I think the district needs to do a better job getting the word out to the community. I know neighboring districts that are just as small as we are, the same population, the same revenue, they have a lot more ways that they reach out to the community. They have their own channel on TV where it's constantly showcasing student work, student involvement, parental involvement, community involvement. They have a lot of programs that our district doesn't have. For example, Principal for a Day, where they bring in community members that get to act as the principal for the day and go around with the kids and see what it's like in the school. So I think if we start at the district level and have them promote the community coming in here more, being a part of what we do more, then that would help the kids see that we aren't negative in the community. It would help them see that the community wants to be here, wants to help them, wants to be involved, wants to push them, get them into college or get them into this program or whatever. And I think that would help the staff as well. Everybody would benefit. And I think our school morale would increase, and therefore we'd be able to reach our vision.
Thank you so much, Ms. Talbot.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon, Ms. Clark.
Good afternoon.
Ms. Clark is a GARE coordinator, and she's been working with these children since they've been in the 7th grade. At this time, they're 11th graders at Edisville High School. I just have a couple of questions about the vision at Edisville High School. How does the campus acknowledge, recognize, and celebrate those who implement strategies in support of the campus vision?
Well, here at Edisville, how they recognize those things for our students, we have a segment called Block E, where the students that have honor roll status with the ABA, they have a recognition with a picture on a board where all the student body can see as they're going throughout their day from here to there. They also make announcements about the things that the students do, and also things that are implemented for the students to be a part of. And then we have our weekly professional development meeting. And in that meeting, we also start out with good announcements about things that are happening on our campus and any extra curricular things that teachers may be doing.
Okay. And how are these contributions and achievements effectively communicated to the staff, students, and community?
Staff and students is through announcements. We have letters that sent out, and the community is normally with our report card, yearly report card, where they get a snapshot of what's going on in the school, announcement from the principal, and they get to see how we're performing for the year based on grades and testing scores.
Okay. And do you know the school's vision?
Some of it,
Somewhat?
yes, somewhat.
Okay. And how do you feel about the morale? How do you feel the community is receptive to the vision?
I think in some ways they are very receptive, and others they're not good at change. I found here that it's pretty much if it was set one way, someone comes with something new, it's kind of a battle getting everybody on board to kind of see the benefits of what, if we made a little change here or there, that we could progress further.
Do you feel that the community takes advantage of the communication that the school provides?
Yes and no. We have those parents or the community that want to be a part and are actually trying to be a part, and then we have those that's just, all they want to do is complain but they still don't want to put the input or put the work in to make it better.
Okay. How does the campus use innovative thinking, risk-taking, or failures as a learning experience to promote the campus vision?
That is how we use it. I would say by using test scores for one, as far as education and getting our students to go a little bit better. Well, not a little bit, to be better academically. We implement the this I Do Right. We have for the excellent writing skills. Then we have we use our MAP scores and test scores to kind of implement better teaching skills, and we also got new projectors to kind of be more technology along with the kids. It's pretty much that's the age that they live in.
Okay. And what processes are used in improving morale, which moves the campus toward the realization of the campus vision?
This year we've started having a little more pep rallies where the kids get to come out of the classroom. Then we also have we've had a 3-point shootout to kind of give the kids so they can bond with each other and get them out of the classroom to have a better academic, be successful academically.
Okay. Okay. And how do you feel about the morale of the school?
It could be a whole lot better. And I think that goes back to your last question where we as educators, we have to understand that not only do we want the kids to do well in class, but they have to have some type of outlet. And whether it's using it as a bonus to, okay, you know, we have all of you that are making avion roll, or all of you that scored high on test scores, then we can provide, it could be like an ice cream party or something just to give them where they can get that energy out and be able to communicate amongst each other and know how to talk face to face and not just rely on phones and texting. More of a people type atmosphere thing. So, yeah. But the kids' morale, we have to look more toward kind of what they want to do, but still keep it in the educational department. Let them have more of an input. Kind of like, okay, what would y'all like to do? Because even though we as educators and adults kind of figure we know what they think, we really don't. And to get their input, I think they would do more better because they're saying, okay, well, we want this, then we need to do this. If we do this, then we can do this. Kind of a give me, help me, you work me, I work with you type deal. Let them be more a part of it instead of just us making the decisions of what we can offer them. Like come to the table, have a committee of some sort with the students where they can bring their ideas. We can take it and say yay, nay, or let's work on it or see, meet them halfway to get them morale better. Have a good output.
I appreciate your time, Mrs. Clark.
Thank you so very much.
You have a great day.
You too.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Hagler.
Good afternoon.
I'm interviewing Mrs. Hagler. This is her 18th year teaching English in Orangeburg 4, Orangeburg 5 Consolidated School District. I just have a couple of questions for you about the school's vision. How does the campus acknowledge, recognize, and celebrate those who implement strategies in support of the campus vision?
Well, the good thing that they tend to do in our district is to use the technology, they make use of the technology that they have. As far as putting things on the websites, the district has its own website, and each individual school has their own website as well. So the information is broadcast through the websites, and then the marquee that we use outside. We have meetings where the community comes in, and with them coming in, they're sharing information. Also in the commons area, we have banners of the things that we've accomplished throughout the years, and so that's how that vision is being displayed.
Okay. How are these contributions and achievements effectively communicated to the staff, students, and community?
Through our meetings that we have, faculty meetings, school improvement meetings, the community comes in and he talks about, Dr. Gibson, our principal, talks about the good things that are going on in the schools, asking what's, good that's happening in our building, what can we do, what's happening in the community, bringing all that information together. So just face to face, he uses email, and again, the website, sharing information.
Do you feel the community is receptive to the school's vision?
I would say yes and no. For the most part, those parents that are involved, they are in the know. And others who just send their kids to school, they may not know enough of the information that's being provided. So you have those that care, and then you have those that don't care. Those that do care, they do somehow get the information that's needed out into the community. So hopefully they'll start to reach the ones that don't care as much as they do.
Do you feel that the community takes advantage of the communication that the school provides?
For the most part, they are, and I see it building. As far as even the school portal, parent portal thing that we have communicated they have with the parents. When we first started with it, we had very few parents who were even participating in it. But now more and more people are getting into using the parent portal, so they are becoming more receptive to it. So that's just one of the concepts.
Okay. How does the campus use innovative thinking, risk-taking, or failures as a learning experience to promote the campus vision?
Failures is something big that our principal look at, and he uses that as a way to measure our growth. He talks about in our meetings how you have to fail first in order to become good. And so we're learning a lot of that with the book that we're reading, Good to Great. And so that's kind of opening up our eyes about that and seeing what we are inside and then being able to move forward.
Okay. And what processes are used in improving morale, which moves the campus toward the realization of the campus vision?
Well, this year in itself, we're doing a lot more trying to reach out to the community, getting the kids more involved in things, just putting the kids out there. And that's different from what used to be in the past. And so now we're reaching and having more involvement with the community. So that is kind of working in our favor. We're starting off small, but it's getting there.
How do you feel about the morale of the school?
The morale of the school, I can say, is not what it was. It's getting better. It's nowhere near where it should be, but it's getting there. Working with the right people and putting them more in charge of the stuff that's going to make the morale better, I think that'll make it better in the school.
All right, thank you for your time, Ms.
Well,
Engler.
thank you.
Have a nice, no.
Oh, yeah.
Good afternoon, Ms. Long.
Good afternoon.
I'll be interviewing Ms. Long. She's a second-year teacher at Edisto High School. I just have a couple of questions for you about the campus vision.
I'll do my best.
How does the campus acknowledge, recognize, and celebrate those who implement strategies in support of the campus vision?
We tried implementing a couple new things this semester. Not sure how well they're going, but We have the lockout method, which is trying to help promote students to be on time or at least be early so that you can be prepared. We have, I think it's called Block E, where every teacher nominates a student that they feel has either made great achievements or has always been a good student. And we reward the runner-ups for saying we recognize you or acknowledge you, and the quote-unquote winner saying that you were the one chosen. Those are the only two that come off the top of my head. I know we have a couple more, but those stand out the most to me.
Okay. How are the contributions and achievements effectively communicated to the staff, students, and community?
Technically, they're not. There's a lot of, I guess you could say, groups, not necessarily cliques, but certain teachers talk to each other in different areas. There's not a lot of parent contact. We speak to some students more than others, and sometimes what we say to one student doesn't exactly get across to all the students, so it's really not.
Okay. Do you feel the community is receptive to this campus vision?
This community is not. We have a lot of different views. We have some who are set in their ways. They want to stick to that because it works for them. You have others who are trying to push for their view. They want to strive for excellence. They want to do bigger and better things, but we don't really have the capabilities, not momentum-wise, but moral-wise, as a cohesive unit to do so. And you have those that are just trying to figure out exactly where we're going, so not effectively.
Okay. Do you think that the community take advantage of the communication that the school provides?
Not full communication. You have those parents that sign up for, I forget what it's called, but you sign up online and the school will call you to notify you of things that come through. They don't take full advantage because they change their cell phone numbers so often, so we can't get the message out to them. You have some that sign up for it, but then you have these big weeks where we're calling every night about it, and it gets tiresome, it becomes cumbersome. And then you have those that they don't want to be bothered, so they don't even sign up for it, so we cannot communicate with them. Again, with the email addresses, house numbers, you try calling them, sometimes they work, sometimes they see the number, oh, I don't want to answer that, so they don't. They really don't take full advantage of just us trying to reach out to them.
How does the campus use innovative thinking, risk-taking, or failures as a learning experience to promote the campus vision?
Innovative thinking, where we used to have the really big TVs, now we have these, I think it's called SPN, projectors. At first we didn't like them, but now as we're using them more, figuring them out, it's allowing us to do more. We can use Google, we can pull up videos, it has better sound quality. That's one way that we're doing it. Two, back to the tardy policy, we're just trying to figure out the kinks. Some of us do well, some of us do not. So we're just taking the failures and trying to raise that up to our success. It's a couple ways, I guess. It could be better, but baby steps.
Okay. Do you think the campus vision and the tardy policy goes hand in hand? Are they enforcing the tardy policy to enforce the campus vision? Because I've heard you mention that twice.
They are not using it to enforce the vision. Unfortunately, the tardy policy, in my opinion, is used to help us write up kids more so we can hurry up and get them out. I would like to use it more to promote excellence because a lot of these children, a lot of these young adults, they want jobs. They want to establish themselves, and you have to be prompt. So the way that I look at it, yes, I would use it to help promote excellence, to help get them into the adult-like mindset. But the school overall, no, it was not implemented to promote excellence. It's used to keep students out of classes longer and to give them a better reason to write them up.
Okay. What processes are used in improving morale, which moves the campus toward the realization of the campus vision?
None that I can think of. I mean, we've had a couple of assemblies, but in my opinion, they haven't really worked. The kids, you look at it as a way of getting out of class to hang out with their buddies. So as far as morale, well, we're trying to push prom, and hopefully, well, not this year, but next year when they fundraise a little earlier, they can get more ideas, get more kids involved. But morale here has been pretty low, and there hasn't really been much to really push it up, if that makes sense.
I mean, well, you pretty much answered the second question, but how do you feel about the morale of the school?
It's pretty low, or not really, I'm not gonna say low, but pretty distorted, if that makes sense. Some think of the morale of the past, of what they saw when they were first coming in. Others only focus on the morale of it now, and some focus on the morale of what it has been, what it could be, and they're kind of in the middle. So it's not that it's low, it's not, everybody's not seeing the same picture. So it's hard to boost morale if not everybody's on the same page.
I appreciate your time, Ms. Long.
It's always a pleasure.
You have a great day.
You too.
To review, I chose participating video option number 1, and I interviewed 3 faculty members of their knowledge in respect to the campus vision. Due to unexpected events, I had to change my interviewees. Instead of C. Laurie, I interviewed A. Townsend, a veteran English teacher and yearbook advisor on campus. After completing these 3 interviews, I also felt that I needed to add a few more interviews in order to get a better idea of how our staff members feel about their knowledge in respects to the campus vision. I chose to add Mrs. Hagler, an 18-year English veteran teacher, Mrs. Clark, a 5-year veteran Gear Up graduation coach, and Ms. Long, a 2nd-year mathematics teacher. In review of these responses, Mrs. Sneed had a variety of comments to make about her campus and what they do to move forward toward the campus vision. She touched on many different ways that the staff contribute to the school vision, but feels that there is still a lot of work to do. In her opinion, the lack of buy-in from the veteran staff members are a hindrance in moving the school in a positive direction. Mrs. Mumford mentioned many different ways that the school shares their contributions and success with the school and the community. She felt that there was a 60-40 buy-in amongst the staff in terms of the efforts that the principal had been making to boost morale. She also believes there is room for improvement in campus morale. Mrs. Townsend was very thorough in explaining ways that the school recognizes and celebrates those who contribute to the campus vision. Ms. Townsend shared how vital the school clubs are to the improvement of the school morale, but also mentioned that students, staff, and community could all put in more work to improve. Ms. Clark provided a few additional responses as far as ways that the school highlights and celebrates those who work toward reaching the campus vision. She also felt that our community was not as receptive to the communication methods that we have to offer. Mrs. Hagler seemed to agree with a majority of the interviewees in regards to the fact that she also believed there was much work to be done in order to get our school where it needs to be. She discussed how morale could improve and the community could take better advantage of our communication methods. Finally, Ms. Long had a very opinionated view on the way our school is currently working towards a school vision. She had specific comments on strategies that we have recently implemented and how she does not feel that they are being used in the manner that they should be. What went well, I found that all the teachers were very open and willing to share their opinions on the campus vision and morale of the schools. Each staff member provided thorough examples of ways they feel that teachers and students contribute to the campus vision and how they work to improve morale. What I would change. If I were able to change anything about this activity, I would like to interview all staff members in a roundtable setting. This way, there could be more discussion and interaction in the interview. What surprised me? What surprised me the most was that all the staff members felt that the campus morale was low. It was interesting to me that this perspective was uniform across the departments. I also was surprised by how many different examples were discussed by each teacher. I also was quite shocked about Ms. Long's response and feelings of our administrative decisions to implement policies to change the culture. This experience will transform my practice as a school administrator by providing me with deep ideas for ways to increase the morale amongst the staff, student, and community. I gained important feedback from the teachers regarding the different programs we already have in place and learned that it is important to foster effective communication.